good this season. After that opening day setback, they've been unbeatable since.
Unbelievable, yeah. They had to make it a fortress, and they've done that. That went a little bit. Obviously, they lost the first. It's 27, 28 games now unbeaten at Old Trafford.
In the Premier League.
And if you're going to challenge for trophies, and league titles especially, you've got to have your home form right. You've got to make teams fear coming to Old Trafford. And I think it's coming back a little bit. I still think teams are getting too many chances, as we've seen tonight. Yeah. Chelsea also had a lot of chances, but United have been quite lucky in some games this year and have managed to score their chances, and the other team missed. So I still think they have to tidy up on some things at home, but no, the signs are promising.
And what will Frank Lampard make of that tonight?
Look, there were enough opportunities. That's what Paul said. You know, like there were a lot of opportunities, but still, I said before the game I wanted to highlight that too. It was like it was too open. You know, when you go there, you don't be that open. You don't give them so. Look, you know they are as a side, they're more advanced because that's why they are at the position where they are. But still, keep it compact and just wait your moment because they got the opportunities. If you don't take them, okay, that's another story. But away from that, don't give them that much. And I felt like Chelsea gave them too much for them to really get into the game. And it was 2-0. And then the second half, it opened wide open. You could see the stretch was too big.
It's a result that pretty much sums up Chelsea's season in the Premier League. And this is where it leaves them in the league then with one game left of their campaign. The end of the campaign can't come soon enough. They remain 12th then. 43 points from 37 games. They're some 9 points off the top half, and they end the season at home to Newcastle on Sunday. For Manchester United, they will play Champions League football after a one-season absence. They move on to 72 points, which is now an unassailable lead. So Liverpool confirmed in 5th, and they will play Europa League. Manchester United are tonight celebrating a return to the Champions League. They've beaten Chelsea 4-1 at Old Trafford to secure a top 4 finish with a game to spare. And that was very much part of the agenda for Erik ten Hag, and that's another one ticked off.
Yeah, I think it was at the start of the season. I think Champions League, was it a priority? I think winning a trophy was probably a priority. They've done that. They've done the one that is probably the least popular, I suppose, but they've got a great chance to go and win a proper one in the FA Cup. So, yeah, look, it's been a fantastic season. He took it deep into the season as well. You know, you think a quarter-final Europa League, which is a little bit disappointing, but we're saying before we marry that United need a bigger squad. They need a bigger, better, stronger squad. And I think if they had that, if they would have had that this year, they could have even gone on and beat Seville and have another final to go on to, because they were playing games all the time. There's a lot of games to cope with. And they didn't quite have the squad that was strong enough to do that. But it's been a brilliant season. I say quarter-final, 2 domestic finals, and qualified for the Champions League. Now, look, Manchester United as a club, I don't think they'll ever celebrate finishing 3rd.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's not
been their style.
It's not the agenda, no. It's not where they want to be. But
iPhone hack. Apple should never know this. Open this. One, get rid of duplicate.
From last year, it's progress. They've got into the Champions League. They don't want to be playing on Thursday nights. Tuesday, Wednesday in the big competition.
You know all about Ten Hag's credentials. Has he matched your expectations in his first season at Manchester United, or has he exceeded them?
No, he definitely maxed them. In the sense of, I know him as a person. He's very calm, and he's always moving and thinking about the next step. Like, as much as this game is finished, he's already thinking about what's next. You know, and sometimes you go like, coach, take it easy. He's not like that. He will sit in the bus and sometimes analyzing already the next game he's got. So going back to what you guys just talked about, is that, okay, he got into the Champions League. His mindset is like, okay, I got into the Champions League. I won that cup. Now I got the other final. He's focused that final. He wants to win that. And it's not like, you know, sometimes people will go like, oh, yeah, but he achieved that and this and that. No, he comes from Ajax. At Ajax is pressure of you have to win trophies. Bigger than what you have at Man U. But it's similar in the sense of you got to win something.
Yeah.
For him, it ain't no different that he came there. He knew the expectation. Maybe the pressure was different because it's a bigger size. But the expectation is the same.
And what will it mean for him to get into the Champions League?
For him, it will mean that, you know, it's also easier in the market. Eh? When you come in the market and you have something like that, okay, the club you have, because that is the support you have. But now you put on the table, we play in Champions League. Come on, any individual, it doesn't matter where you are, right? Yeah. You come in and you look at it, you go, Champions League? Well, when I was a kid, it kept me away from school because I had to travel. So that was already one thing. They called me, they were like, Mario, you can't go to school because we got to leave for 3 days. I said, okay, I'm coming.
That's the benefits of entering a team so young, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is a team that's clearly making great strides. And I suppose the FA Cup final around the corner. I mean, that's a big one in many respects. It's a dual-edged sword, is it not, for United now? If that's his focus, it's not to win the FA Cup, but to deny City a treble.
Yes. It has been on
which is a bigger motivation, that's the other thing.
It has been on a few people's minds in Manchester, I can guarantee you that, but that's not his objective to stop. Well, it's his objective to stop City on that day because he wants to win a trophy, of course he does. The treble's a totally different thing. Manchester United, they will be focused now. This has given him a chance, I think, to rest his most important players on Sunday. Now, I say that, he doesn't tend to do that.
No.
He normally seems to stick with them.
And you think that's been a risky policy to use at this stage?
Yes, I do. And I went back to early in the season. I can't remember who it was. I think they were beating somebody 4-0 with half an hour to go. I thought, right, take Casemiro, take Shaw off. Rest these players for these bigger games, these Seville games that were coming up. But he just doesn't tend to do that. He likes to play the same players who are winning. As he's done tonight again, he gives them a chance. He doesn't drop. He doesn't like to change a winning team, does he? Which I totally understand. But I think on Sunday,
but isn't it security? Is it not security? You know, when you know as a coach, you know like what I'm going to get. Don't you want to stick to that?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But I think he has to...
There's got to be a moment when you veer away from it.
No, we talk about the intensity in England and how many coaches, how many of the great managers resting players all the time for these bigger games. Now, when I talk about naivety early in the season, I look back at that and think, you know, there could have been times when he took Casemiro out of the team, took these players who are the more experienced. I think Casemiro for 7 or 8 games towards the end of the season, apart from the last couple of games, was a little bit quiet, a little bit tired. It's knowing them right times to take people out of the team.
But that's when you've got to place your faith in the backroom staff, the physios, to know who's entering that red zone, right?
Oh, no, don't.
You don't.
Let's go deep, man.
That's just watching with your eyes. He knows, but as I said, it's very much like Pep, and I think Pep was the same at Barcelona, the same as Manchester City. When his team are winning, they very rarely change anything. And look, it's great if they carry on winning; it doesn't change it.
But do you think he's got his fingers burnt because of Anthony as well?